Content that converts into high ticket paying clients is not dead. You just need to update your strategy and you're actually in the perfect place. Hi, my name is Chloe Bond. I am a business growth strategist for coaches, consultants, and paid experts. And today we're going to dig deep into the strategies you need to be implementing now before you get into 2026 on how to get people to convert. Because let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Most of us who start off in this space, especially enjoying the golden era of the pandemic in the 2020 era, we were able to post and kill 10K months like that, right? But we've seen such a massive shift in the market the last couple of years, especially the last 2 years, where posting doesn't always quite seem to be enough. All the things that you learned from all the gurus, all your business coaches, all the courses you took prior to that were never updated, and people are still cycling those same testimonials saying it works, baby, it doesn't work. There's an upgrade that you need to make. Now, if you haven't noticed, a lot of folks are leaning in now into personal brands. And that's something that for my clients and something that I want to tell you directly, that you have a personal brand. If you've been in the industry for quite some time, you have a following, and it doesn't have to be massive. You have a couple thousand people, maybe a couple hundred people on your email list. You have a personal brand. You have to learn to leverage it as an asset in order to get what I'm about to teach you to work. Now, when it comes to creating content to have people coming into your programs or your courses or your offers, you have to always focus on someone that's in motion. I say this relentlessly. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. You are only going to talk to people that are in motion. In motion means they are currently looking for a solution. Now, please note that means that you have done your due diligence when you created this offer, course, etc., and you have already had the market prove that people are buying it, they want it, they need it, and they got to have it. And when I say got to have it, meaning that they would have wanted to have this solution solved yesterday. So if this is a problem, again, people can put on their vision board, people can wait for, then you need to go back and find something more urgent to sell. But once you know that what you're selling is urgent, is positioned in the market as a needed solution, and is going really fast, that's why I see AI just selling like hotcakes right now, because everybody's trying to jump in on it. Once you know you have that, here's what you need to start doing. You do need to post consistently, but you need to post the right things. I tell anyone, and it still works, there are 3 types of posts that are non-negotiables. Now, after you do these 3 posts, I don't care what else you post in between. But if you want high ticket clients to come in and notice you and be qualified leads, there are 3 types of posts that you have to put out on a regular basis. Now, understand your platform, because if you're on LinkedIn, you'll need to post these 3 times a day. But if you're on Facebook, on Instagram, then these 3 would probably be a good deal for you. Okay, so the first type of post that you want to make sure is always in your arsenal, always in front of your audience, are polarizing posts. Or now they have that cute term, contrarian posts, which means that what opinion do you have? What thought do you have? What belief do you have that is contradictory to what's considered the industry norm? It's that simple. If you are always in your industry bag, you know that there's something that other people around you are doing. There's a method other coaches are using. There's a way that other folks consult that you cannot stand. You think it's ridiculous. You think it's ineffective. You think it's a bandwagon thing. Talk about it. The reason why you're talking about it is not to piss people off, is not to draw attention to yourself, is not to troll anyone, but you're talking about it because people that are in motion, that are constantly looking for a solution, they need to have somebody cut through all of the noise, all of the drama that's going on online. And when people are always agreeing, if every industry expert is echoing the same thing, there's no one standing out. So when you come and say, hey, I know that they normally tell you to do it this way, but that's ridiculous, and here's why, and you share your why, you're exposing your thought process and you're showing a different way. And people like when folks make them think, because they'll say, well, I never thought about it like this before. That's interesting. It causes them to engage. It makes them stop. The secondary thing is, if you have enough industry peers, they're going to disagree with you. They're going to get pissed, and they're going to just elevate your content more because they're going to be trying to argue, and it's going to put you further along on the algorithm. But again, we're not there for our peers to argue. We're here to put out a different perspective to make people stop back and say, dang, I never thought about that. That makes sense. That's all it is. I know, for instance, because I specialize in high ticket sales, a lot of the times when I have discussed that low ticket works, when I say that memberships work, people get angry because most high ticket coaches and consultants and experts are not going to tell someone, yeah, low ticket definitely works. And low ticket can even get you into a high ticket. I'm supposed to be like, no, high ticket's the only way to be a millionaire. Don't ever do low ticket. But I know too many people that have memberships in low ticket digital products that surpassed me in my first couple years of business. I know that's not true. So it made people stop and feel validated, because another thing I specialize in is offer development, offer suites, putting together a set of offers so people have different touch points to convert their audiences, because audiences are in different touch points. You see what I'm saying? So when people said that, they're like, I know Chloe does high ticket sales, but wait, she's onto something here. And then I have people say, you know what, I've been thinking about doing a membership, even though I'm in high ticket. How would that work? Okay, now they're a client because I can show you how that works. I can show you that it's not one or the other, either or, it's both. It can certainly be both. So again, whatever it is that you are not subscribing to in your industry, however you think about a thing or something doesn't resonate with you, share it. And be thorough and clear on why you feel that way. Because again, if you're doing it just to piss people off and beg for attention, it's going to come through in your content every time. The second thing you want to talk about is your framework, your processes. This is the type of content that scares people a lot. When you're peeling back the curtain and you're saying, this is how I do my thing. This is how I give my clients wins. You can steal my strategy. Why? Because folks are saying, well, if I tell them how I do something, they're going to take it and they're never going to hire me. That's not true. People will pay for implementation. People subscribe to information, but they're going to pay for the implementation. So you're the expert here and it's your framework. What are they going to do with it? They're going to try it out, test it out. They may get a type of win from it, even better, because now that they see it works, they're going to want to scale it. Well, guess what? There are certain elements in that piece of content. There's nuance. So this is where you have to trust your expertise. I always say, we know as an expert, there are nuances per person that we're dealing with. I know that I have a certain framework. I always tell people it's a 3-step way. I hope, I diagnose, I implement, and I optimize. But guess what? The way I have to implement that framework differs per business, where that business is, the owner, their vision, their current processes, right? So I can tell you how I do it all day, and you can certainly walk through it and probably get some type of win from it, but it's not going to be at the depth I'm going to be able to provide, because again, it's my process. And also, you're not having my brain there to implement these things for you. So share your processes, share your strategy, share your frameworks, your blueprints. Why? Because it gives people a clear view of what it would be like to work with you, especially in high ticket sales. People have to know what to expect. So when you're ambiguous and they're not they don't have a clue on, how you're going to take them from point A to point B, it's harder to say yes. And they're going to keep getting touch points to finally buy in. But if you can say, this is how I'm going to get you to this next result. This is how I'm going to take you to get five booked appointments per month. This is how I'm going to show you how to lose 100 pounds in the next 6 months. Then they're like, okay, I can see clearly the steps, because if you will admit, you may have bought a course or anything else that sounded good. They kind of talked about the result, but when you got in it, you're like, if I would have known you were handling like this, I would have never came in here. Don't be that person. Share how do you walk them through the process? What does it look like? So they can visually put themselves in the seat of a client and say, hey, this is something I will want to do. This sounds perfect. This is what I'm looking for. When I share with people that I do a pre-call before I actually go into their first call, it gave people a sense of security. When I said, hey, one thing I do is we do a pre-call and I give you our step-by-step plan. So every week, you know what you're going to do. At that time, no one in the industry was really doing that in business consulting or coaching. So they're like, oh, I'm going to have a clear view on what I'm doing every week when I show up to meet with you. Yes, it made people buy in, because now they know, and I hand you this money, you're setting an expectation. So that's the key. It's an honesty code, because if you know you're going to put out some content about your process and that's not your process for real, I hope you enjoy chargebacks. That's what I'm going to say there. So first, again, give contrarian, polarizing content. The second thing you want to do is share your expertise, share your strategies, your framework. And the last thing you want to do is social proof. I know that sounds obvious, but if you look back over your content, and I will say about 99% of people I've ever worked with don't share client testimonials enough. You tend to talk about your offer all the time. You tend to talk about yourself all the time, your opinions all the time, and you forget to show where you shine. Show social proof, show client testimonials, client wins for your business, self-growth wins, because this lets people know that all the viewpoints you are explaining, all of the systems and processes that you're putting out in the world and giving them has been tested elsewhere. A lot of people don't want to be the guinea pig, but because you're not new to this, you're true to this, you have plenty of things to share about what works, what doesn't work. Recently, I shared about the one client that didn't get in, like my biggest client failed. Most people think that would be horrible, but it wasn't. I was able to share where the client went wrong, where I went wrong, and what the lesson was for everyone, and how people cannot apply that to themselves. Share your social proof. Let people know that it works. And I'm actually going to throw in a fourth post. Make sure you have a direct offer post. Make sure you do a direct offer post. Don't be afraid to talk about your offer every day. You should be sharing your offer every single day somewhere, somehow, whether it's a video, whether it's in your stories, whether it's through an actual post. Share your offer. The algorithm is not putting you out. You might have 10,000 followers. 10,000 people are not seeing your post every day. A small percentage is seeing that every day. Put out your offer every single day. What is the offer? What does it entail? How can they buy in? Do that every chance you get, along with the other 3 posts. So if you have not been implementing any of these, get started today. Put out, if you haven't been doing your offer every day, make it a challenge for yourself that I'm going to commit to posting my offer every single day. If you have not been bold and showing up as a thought leader in your space, you are really desecrating the personal brand that you built. People do want to hear what you think. They want to know what you know. Share all the things. I promise you, it's going to be okay. You're going to have your mind blown once you start sharing, because that's how you get paid speaking engagements. This is how you draw those high ticket clients and opportunities and collaborations without having to overthink it and overwork it. Okay? So put that great stuff out in the world. Let me know when you get your first high ticket client from these tips and steps. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to always drop trainings to help you get to your final, and well, not your final sale, but your next sale. You know what I mean. Anyway, thanks for rocking out with me today, and I will see you again soon.